No, I'm just listening. You hear the introduction going on?
I can't hear that far.
Call the late great Bob Andrews. There he is. I just told you.
No,
You're a minute early.
I already heard him there talking.
Yeah, I'm early.
Yeah, a minute or two.
I usually don't get here till the Digger's commercial is off. How's everybody?
Tell them who we are, Bob. You on there?
Hey folks, who am I? I'm the late visitor is what I am.
Yeah, the late.
Yeah,
Not
this is
the
a
great
Wild Bob Ronnie
Timothy
show. And this is also composed of our brain trust here in LaFollette, Tennessee.
We'll trust our
US
brains
America.
with anybody.
We're gonna make sure that you do not trust our brains. Okay? So, just,
One of these groups that talk to a fence post and argue with you
Right.
and talk back.
right, just dive right in. We're tickled to death to have you. This is Jerry Kidd, R.L. Henson. I'm Wild Bob, and this is Ronnie. And we're sitting on dead ready for anything you want to argue
I
about.
got one thing to say. Don't forget to get up at 2 o'clock and spring forward where you clock.
Yeah, well, that's got to be a governmental thing. You're going to spring forward, you
Yeah,
know.
I think that's maybe an MSNBC deal.
That's got to be. It's what it
They
is.
lean forward, we're gonna spring forward. And
Why?
got to do with getting up in the middle of the night too.
Well, I didn't change any of my clocks, so I don't have to get up at 2 and change them, do it.
Well, what was it?
The computers
They
do
do
it
it all right.
I
automatically.
remember Albie Lambert, when it come time to go daylight saving time, Albie never would change his watch. He would say, that's Republican time, I'm not gonna change my time.
He wasn't under a Republican.
No, but Albie was a Democrat. Anything that happened he didn't like was, you know, as
Well,
it is now.
what did they have? I've heard, what was wartime?
The wartime, that's when they started daylight savings.
And then they went off of it after the war.
Right, yeah, for a pretty good while.
And then started back in 1966.
Right,
That
yeah.
man, it relates back further than that though, doesn't it?
Well, Benjamin
Benjamin
Franklin
Franklin.
invented it.
Yeah, he's the one that invented
And
it to
he
save,
got what he deserved, he died.
to save whale oil
Right.
or coal oil or something.
I mean, it doesn't really make all that difference to me. The only thing is, if I go to work at 8:30 and 9 o'clock, I'm going in the dark. You know, it's not saving a bit of light on the front end, it's saving it all on the back end.
And so you
Well,
can
man,
play
this
more
little
golf
saved
that
on his
way.
back end, he's all right, I say.
Well, I reckon so, you know.
566-1450 and 562-3557 if you want to talk to these people.
Right, and I told Josh I'd say hey to him, and Josh, if you're listening, or if you have the misfortune of having to watch us, we want to welcome you to our viewers, and if you have anything you want us to argue about or say anything about, I will say that Josh is going to college. He's planning on making a career of being with TWRA. I told him, I said, well, I want you to find out and get us a little information on TWRA. May get him to come up here and have a little say on it. I said, every time I have anything to say about TWRA, it's something I'm fussing about. I said, I don't know too many good things to say about them, but maybe you can come up with some things that I can talk about. So I really don't know.
They restocked beavers and rattlesnakes, I hear, and stuff like that. I mean, we're about to run out of them things.
I know that, yeah, because they were all being used in sacrifices at the religious.
Well, that's one way of looking at it, but I didn't know they used beavers for that.
Right, yeah,
They
sure. You know, you heard about the old Tennessee boy. I don't know whether I've told this on the air or not, about the old Tennessee boy that died and went to heaven. And, oh, he was just tickled to death to be outside the pearly gates and.
You found out he's still in Tennessee, didn't he? He found out he's still in Tennessee, didn't he?
Right, no, we weren't still in
I thought you
Tennessee.
said he went to heaven.
So he was there, and St. Peter came to the gates and welcomed him, said, "We've just been expecting you, we're tickled to death to have you, but we've got just one little problem." And he said, "Well, what is it?" He says, "Well, we're running a little short on room up at the big house, and what we're doing, we're gonna have to give people a little entrance examination to make sure you can come in and get your place in line." He said, "Well, I never knew it was gonna be anything like that." He said, "Well, what have I got to do?" They said, "Well, we're gonna give you 3 questions." He said, "You go home, you can spend the night here in limbo, or wherever it is he's at, and said, you can, if you come up with the answers, we'll let you come right on in." So he says, "Okay, what are the questions?" Says, "Well, first of all, we want you to tell us how many seconds there are in a year." So he wrote that down. Okay, he says, "Second, we want you to tell us how many days of the week start with the letter T." He wrote that down. "Third, we want you to tell us what God's first name is." He wrote that down. The next morning, he was back up there bright and early and said, "Yeah, I got all my answers." St. Peter says, "Great." Says, "Let's start off with number 1. How many seconds are there in a year?" He said, 12. St. Peter says, "There are 12 seconds in a year." Said, that's right. Said, "There ain't no more. There's January 2nd, February 2nd, March 2nd. St. Peter says,
525,600 seconds.
So St. Peter says, "Well, I'm gonna have to give you that one, I guess." He says, "Now, how many days of the week start with the letter T?" He says, 4. Says, 4? How in the world did you come up with 4? There's Tuesdays and Thursdays. He said, "Yeah, but you forgot about today and tomorrow."
That's all, that's a count.
That made
I
4.
thought that covered the whole thing.
Well, he said, "Well, I guess this third one will really tell the tale." Says, "What is God's first name?" He says, "That was the easiest one of all of them." He says, "It was?" I said, "Yeah." Well, what is God's first name?" He says, "Andy." St. Peter says, "God's name is Andy?" He says, "Everybody knows it's Andy." Says, "Andy walked for me, Andy talked to me, and Andy tells me I'm his own." St. Peter says, "Come on in up to the big house, boy."
You need lawyers.
Should have stayed in
He said we
Tennessee.
need lawyers, didn't he?
Yep, I reckon, so I've told you everything I know today, folks, so I'll be signing off to the other 3 brain trust members here. Or the only 3 brain
Well,
trust members.
I'd like to talk about our upcoming county commission election and our county debt. It seems that our county debt has doubled in the last 4 years. And we need to ask these new candidates and the ones that are running for re-election, do you have a plan to reduce this debt or to stop its rapid growth?
Well, you're misunderstanding something. As soon as we start getting our earnings from them solar panels, we're gonna be in high
Well,
cotton.
no,
buddy.
Oh yeah, I'm still waiting to see that $166,000 check that Jeff Marlowe and Commissioner Atkins and Commissioner Orrick promised us. That they made it real clear we'd get $166,000 from TVA. They would write us a check, and I'm waiting to see that
We've
check.
got a commissioner from the 1st district, which I was in the 1st district most of the time I've lived up here, that, stated equivocally that
Equivocally or unequivocally?
that she would not have any part of raising taxes, because she loved this county too much. And then went right in and was part of one of the biggest increases in county taxes that we've had in about 10 or 12 years. So, we got a good man running, and I hate this to be political, but You got a man running, in the first district that has got the guts to say no. And we hope we're gonna have one in the second district also that will have the guts to say no. We're working
You
on
can
it.
get a truck driver in there, we got him made.
Right, there you go.
That'd be great.
Yeah, did you, and a computer fella that knows how to research and all that stuff?
Well, you know, the thing that worries me about the county commission is their solution to our debt problem will be a tax increase. And if a certain candidate who gave us almost a double tax increase in the city of La Follette,
Oh,
who's running for county commission, if he gets elected, I'm sure we know where he will, his solution will come from, double taxes.
what they need to do is double taxes, or well, they need to increase taxes and then get an accurate reappraisal and then live with it, cause they'll lose money.
Well, I like your earlier comment, off there that, our property may already be overappraised
Well, I ain't seen-
countywide.
I've been to 3 auctions in the recent years, and every one of them brought less than the appraised value.
Significantly
Yes.
less.
You know, well, we really need to be, we're in debt to our appraiser here, our local, land appraiser, because he made sure that during all this recession and everything, that we did not lose any value here in Campbell County.
When the real property values went down, when sales dropped, by something like, 400%, when value dropped 20%, appraisals went up.
Well, sure, what do you expect?
If we wasn't getting all the revenue from that there, mountain development up there where we put in, how much that there interchange cost?
25.
12 million, wasn't
If we hadn't got that $12 million interchange up there, we'd be paying a lot of
it?
taxes.
We'd be
because
hurting, wouldn't
them
we?
people up there is carrying the burden of this county.
Right.
That's what people.
Yeah, but you mean ain't
All
that
them
up there?
ghosts, all them ghosts that, bought property.
Oh, yeah.
And jail,
I
don't go
heard, I
down.
don't know how accurate it is, I heard they sold 2 lots and then they ended up reselling for taxes, but I don't know if
Well,
that's
no,
true or
but
not.
they had 2 lots advertised up there for $5,000.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, from what I heard about the thing, the way they was doing it, the people who owned the property was selling it back to themselves for something like $300,000-400,000 a lot to make it look good. So somebody come by and say, well, that lot sold for $400,000, so I give $300 for this one.
We need to get them our guys in Georgia.
You don't reckon do anything like that, do you?
No, they wouldn't do
Well,
nothing
down,
like
down
that.
home, they had all these, registered,
Bob, when you say down home, now where are we talking about?
well, back where I'm from, down North Carolina, they had these guys that raised.
That would be up home.
They raised these,
Over.
no,
Over home.
I'm south of here, raised these registered cows, and they had a little, mutual admiration, society going. This one would sell his prize bull for 25,000, and this fella here would sell one for 25,000, and they kept the money circulating and made it look like their cattle were real valuable, but they were just selling them to themselves. So that's the same thing. Maybe them boys were from North Carolina up there, and
We need that marketing firm out of Georgia or Alabama where we'll come in here and pitch another circus tent and fly them people around in helicopters and
Right.
maybe sell some of this
right.
property.
Well, I noticed when they brought them up in buses
Yeah,
out in Demery,
Yep.
they got them drunk before they took them up the road, and then they put dark windows where they couldn't see out.
then they flew them around and sold them something, and they had, I mean, they was set up, they had trucks along, they had to back over in one of my pasture fields out there and turn around, they couldn't
Right.
get shot back out the road because they
Right.
missed a turnoff.
Right.
Hell,
Well, fellas, you all need to go a little deeper on taxes. Tax appraisals has nothing to do with the value of property. Now, does that make any sense?
well, I believe it.
That's the way it works.
The appraisal, the value of property is set by the market as to what you can sell it for.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it's worth,
Mhm.
okay? We saw some today that sold,
Yep.
and I thought, well, it missed far maybe from what it was worth, but I think it's appraised at about 50% or 25, 30% more than what it brought.
Around 40% more.
About 40% it was appraised that than what it brought. Our taxes aren't, well, first of all, the appraisal has nothing to do with the value of the property. Our tax appraisal and rate is set at the amount of money that the county or city or government or whatever wants to do it needs for revenue.
Well, that's true. That's the reason I said I didn't complain much about the recent appraisal, because it didn't go down the property devalue. Because if it had, they'd had to raise taxes, that'd have given them a good excuse, and then the property values ever go back up, we're done stuck.
Maybe we could get somebody to explain this thing to us. The gentleman there that bought that property, I believe, placed somewhere in the vicinity, all total about $150,000 or more for that piece of property.
154.
Okay. Now, as of today, he starts paying the city and the county, and you name it. He starts paying insurance on it.
Well, it pointed out to me today that if you had your money in the bank, you didn't have to pay taxes.
That's the point I was fixing to make. If that guy had left his $150,000 in the bank, he wouldn't have had to insure it.
Nope.
He would not be taxed on it. They wouldn't come in and say, well, we appraise that $150,000 to $150,000, and here's your... Actually, cash money is personal property. Am I correct or not?
If it is, if I got any.
Well, okay. Right now, in this county, your personal property, if you own a piece of equipment, or just name whatever, other than money, it's taxed, and at the same rate, if I'm not mistaken, as real estate. Now, there may be some sort of a variation in there as to whether real estate is commercial, residential, or whatever. There's all sorts of things that make no sense to me whatsoever. And one of them is like utility rates, to where that a commercial will be charged more for a utility than a residential.
Well, that's a regressive tax to discourage business.
But it makes no sense. I mean, it's kind of like we get into this energy thing about saving energy or whatever. What is the difference whenever you buy a kilowatt of electricity and it comes through that meter? What's the difference what you use it for? If it leaks out the ceiling, if you paid for it, it's yours. Or through the window, or if you warm your jacuzzi with it.
It's all based on getting the most revenue, and they found out that commercial property will stand a higher rate in taxes or electricity than residential will. It's just a way to squeeze more money, more blood out of the turnip.
Let's philosophize on another.
And like you say, it discourages business. It helps discourage.
If you have a piece of property that has what is considered to be a view, a good view, the view can be taxed.
Yeah, and if you got water hitting your roof, they can tax that too, so you
in some places, that's right. Let's say that's an intangible. Whenever you're taxing a person's view, you're taxing something that's intangible. By that same theory, an education is an intangible.
Do you get a deduction? Do you get a deduction for night view?
Well, you're not looking at your neighbors now. But anyhow, you take with all those.
Live across the road from the drive-in, pay twice, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
With those 5 degrees that you've got, see, you've got an intangible there that'd be really taxable. See, and I could get a refund. See.
Speaking of degrees, they're having a spaghetti dinner Friday night.
Where at?
At Campbell County High School.
Now, how does that work in degrees? It's got something to do with 32 degrees or something?
It's got something to do with a lot of degrees, the guys that are running it, and it's for a good benefit.
Down there at the high school.
Not change the subject.
No, you're fine.
Just
I carried 2,400 pounds of trash to the dump the other day, and they charged me, a business, $33. Okay? Now, I take all the trash I want from my residents, because a lot of times they ask me, where's that coming from? I think I brought it from they do. They ask me, where'd that trash come from?
Come from Walmart. Come from, well, yeah, most likely if they were to originate.
I don't know it's come from the house, you know, and, but, you know, being a business, people can bring their trash down there and dump it, and I gotta pay to haul it off.
One of the most brilliant things I ever heard was a guy said we should be buying garbage instead of charging for garbage. That way we wouldn't have to run trucks out there to pick it up and maintain convenience centers.
I could do a much better, job of, you know, handling the garbage. And of course, on the garbage, I agree that, and I'm glad that they have stopped opening up on Tuesday, Thursdays, and Sundays, you know. I don't think it should ever have been open.
Well, Mr. Henson here has got a good idea, which we discussed earlier today, off the air, that we're gonna lease one corner of the new ash dump up above Duff up there, and get radioactive materials from Oak Ridge.
And that way we can see it, we can find it in the dark.
And it'll light the sky at night.
Yeah.
That's for them UFOs to land by.
That's, yes,
They would have to
sir.
run their lights on all that.
Well, then you gonna have a lunar eclipse here, where you could do it tonight to have a lunar eclipse.
Speaking of UFOs, have you noticed how all these documentaries try to make us look really stupid? Like we have to have aliens come from outer space, tell us how to build pyramids and how to make runways.
Well, you know,
Now, you know the pyramids were subcode. I don't know how they've ever made it for 3,000
They
years.
taught the Germans how to make a jet airplane
yeah,
too.
these people, in these UFOs are so smart. I wonder why in the world they never learned to run without lights.
Yeah, we got
That's
that.
the guy of them lights.
We got that much.
If you're gonna travel trillions of miles, you gotta have lights, see where you're going.
I hear somebody fixing to talk here, fellas.
All right.
I think.
Vaughn Digger Wilson.
Told you.
Hey,
Been here off and on for over 30 years in the same spot. Pumping propane, doing repairs on containers, heaters. I'm the only one in the county that'll do you a repair on your tanks if you need it. I sell propane gas, liquid propane, and I've got plenty of competitors, and I can easily compete with them. That's grills, backup heat, substitute heat, grills, campers, motor homes, you name it, and if it comes in to that door, I can take care of it. I'm here Tuesday through Friday, 8 till 5, and Saturday, 8 till 12. They could call me at 562 54.
5625444, wasn't it?
fine.
Is that what he said? We give him a hug.
That's what he said.
5625444, he said. Or is it 5625444, right in the middle of the road in Sawmill Holler?
And their spaghetti dinner will be at 5 o'clock Friday, March 14th, Campbell County High School cafeteria.
I heard that right.
Raise money for their kids.
And this really is for kids. This ain't to get your taxes up to some excuse.
That's right.
You don't think they won't just give 10% to the kids and keep the rest?
No, now I tell you, you can get hooked a long time fooling them kind of people. This outfit's on the up and up. I can't say as much for the outfit that used to solicit, maybe still does in other places, the Shrine Circus.
Right.
But anything you deal with the local boys on, you get fair shake. If we can figure out how to answer it, you can tell them who we are. TV?
Hey,
Bob Ronnie?
TV.
Hello, this ain't, I'm not calling about politics or anything like that. I want to ask you guys if you can tell me something. We bought a 213 Toyota from Fox Toyota in Clinton. And it leaks, every time it rains, it leaks down the door into the side there. Inside the door.
what's wrong with it?
What's wrong, yeah,
It's
what's
leaking
wrong?
water around the doors when it rains.
Yeah, it rains it, like it runs off the top of the car, down through the door,
I would recommend,
windows.
I'd recommend, that don't sound like, I mean, that's bad customer relations. I would contact, Toyota directly, and I think they'll, see that it's fixed one way or the other.
We did that. We contacted them. We went down there 3 times, and I even sent a certified letter to the main company. And they say there's nothing they're gonna do.
And what do they say caused it?
They say it was designed that way.
Well, that's good if you want to run an aquarium.
And when it freezes high.
What year model is it?
It's 13,
2013.
Yeah.
Two in its first name.
2013. We bought it right before the year.
And it's just a leak around the door? That's the only problem you got?
Yeah. Rest of it's
That looks
fine.
like to me they'd take care of that.
It's not hard to fix.
Huh?
They
Not
won't,
hard to
man.
It wouldn't be hard to fix.
Well, I don't know what they would have to do to it.
Well, I don't know if Toyota won't do
Run
anything
water
about
on
it.
top of the car and it's got it. You gotta dry it out. Even when you wash the car, you gotta dry that water up.
If Toyota main company,
Toyota Corolla.
if the main company won't do anything about it, you ain't got nothing you can do except maybe talk to a lawyer and there goes your money.
Yeah, that I ain't got. But I just figured y'all could tell me something I could do. I can't find a lawyer that handles that kind of thing.
I've got a suggestion. You got something, Bob?
Go ahead.
Contact them one more time and tell them that if they don't wanna do anything, you're gonna make sure that you get a, letter to every newspaper, Oak Ridge or the Lafayette Press, the, what's that, county?
Knoxville,
Yeah,
Sentinel.
Knoxville News Sentinel,
The
what's
journal.
Yeah, and just tell them that you'd be tickled to death if they'd help you fix it, but if they just can't do it, you just wanna make sure that you spread the word.
Well,
But be
no,
careful and
that's what I'm gonna do, have it put in the paper.
don't misrepresent anything, be straight about it.
And I had it put on the internet. My niece put it on the internet to see if anybody else had troubles with theirs.
Right.
And nobody has said anything.
You don't wanna use all your ammunition first, you wanna offer a proposition to help me out so I'll keep my mouth shut, or then I'll go.
And see, I have. I've even tried to get them to send me a letter saying they're not gonna fix it, and they won't do that either. I mean, we really went down there and talked to them, and then we went down there and met the representative.
That sounds
And
like
he
a government
said, no,
outfit,
we're not
don't it?
gonna fix it.
That's unusual for
Yeah.
a new vehicle. Did
Well,
you all
it's
buy
unusual for a company to go something that simple.
that
to
something
fix.
that's him? Did you buy the vehicle new or was it used?
Yeah, it was new.
Brand new?
Brand
That's-
new.
I believe all that would be covered under warranty.
I would
It
have
had
thought so.
6 miles on it.
Something ain't right here.
Something ain't right. That's, for,
Most of them have like a 5-year warranty.
yeah, the bad publicity would far outweigh putting a weather strip around
No,
that.
yeah,
thing.
it's simple.
Yeah, that,
This has
Very
got a
simple.
hole in it, and then that's it, ain't nothing there, it wouldn't be hard to
That's
fix,
right.
it would be hard
Replace
to fix.
Well, you know, it's gotta be the weather strip. If there's a hole in the vehicle, that's easier to fix with Bondo than it is weather stripping.
It's the roof, it's straight. I mean, there's nothing, it don't have nothing over the windows or anything. It just leaks right off the car down through the windows and down in the door.
Don't have a rail over the channel.
No,
Right.
it don't have nothing on top.
Well, I'd
And
say
you can
that,
take a dollar bill and stick it in the door and close the door and you can move that dollar bill.
sounds like the door
don't you
latch.
stick
may be
100 in it and drive it down my place.
It's not airtight, and we told them, and they won't listen. I talked to Mr. Fox personally.
Well, I'd put a little, silicone sealer around it. That's really simple to fix.
So I don't know what to do. Get me an attorney, I guess.
Buy you an umbrella.
Put you a big sign on top of the car tell them what's wrong and park it down there in front of Fox Toyota
Yeah.
on the side of the road,
Every time you got a little time off,
right next to the entrance.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
They'll give in.
Or get you a sign and put
They'll
up.
give in,
Yeah, they'll
yeah.
give in. They'll be
Yeah,
more than
they
happy
will.
to
Just
fix
give
it.
me another car. I mean, I'm sure they could ride that off as a,
I don't understand not giving you another car if they ought to fix the one they sold you.
Yeah.
yeah.
How many miles on it?
I said they couldn't fix it.
How many miles you got on it?
It's 3,000 something now.
Oh,
They
well,
had it
it ain't even
since
broke in.
Broke
You
in.
done
It
wore it
may be
out.
the seals ain't swelled out yet on it.
But when it freezes that water.
Right, I'd contact them one more time, then I'd tell them they don't make it satisfactory, tell them what you gonna do to them.
See, they sent me a paper to fill out when I called them last time, and I don't know whether to fill the paper out or not. They say, after I fill that paper out, I can take it to the small claims court, but I'm afraid to fill the paper out. But,
Well, they've got you if you don't go along with their remediation suggestions.
yeah.
But of course,
I'm
if you,
afraid they'll want, when I sign that paper, it'll be a release, and they don't have to fix it, so I'm afraid to.
Right, well, I'd contact them one more time, and you call back and let us know what you got done.
I'll sure
If
do.
anybody out there works for Fox, call us and give us your side.
Right, see ya.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
The brown one, you know. I mean, the off-color one. Well, I want to.
All
We
right.
got a new phone again. We
Yeah,
don't know,
we
we
did.
never know one week to the other what we're gonna do.
Right, exactly right. You know, back to this value business.
There's Fox now.
All right. Well, Bob Ronnie?
Okay. Tell this lady that's got this problem to get Don Dyer on it.
Right.
And he can publish it to the whole area around what they're doing. Are you hearing me?
I'm not, but everybody
yeah, I
else
heard what
is,
she
right?
said.
Okay.
Yeah, she said that, need to, advise Don Dare of it.
Oh, yeah, that
Yeah,
works
that would be a
too.
great idea. Sure would.
Yeah.
6 on your side.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's full of more, but that'll work. That one right there will cut it off, Bob.
Okay,
I mean, it won't turn it on, but it'll cut it off. You got to punch this up here to turn it on.
okay.
Well, whatever works. Just pick it up and let it back down. That works.
You know, we're talking about the value of things a while ago, you know, and that the tax rate and everything doesn't really determine the value. But you know, I've got a philosophy of the way I handle my business.
It seems to get me in a lot of trouble, doesn't
Thank
it?
God a phone call.
I still got a philosophy. Hey, well, Bob Ronnie,
Okay,
hey,
that individual there was having trouble with that car. They'll look in the, paperwork, if they got a car that's set new, they got paperwork. They can find the, get this one, anyway, they can find the people that's above all the dealers. And they can explain this to them, explain how that you don't intend to be buying too many more of them same vehicles. And anyway, the service department, it's the national thing.
Hey Digger,
Yeah,
where can we get some spaghetti Friday night?
you get spaghetti at the high school Friday night from 5 to 7, and that's going to be for the kickoff of the shroud paper sale. They're going to have a nice big auction. Got some cakes to auction, and they've got all kinds of good things, some good fishing reels and things of that nature. And I just hear that lady having trouble with that car, and all she got to do is go to the or go to her book, and they've got a customer relations thing in there. And she go to them, and
to be in the driver's manual, right?
Yeah.
That's where you go to find out where your jack's at, ain't it?
Where they hide your jack.
Yeah, you can, somewhere in there, it'll be in the book. But, Toyota's gonna want her to be happy. And, Fox will make her happy. Fox will come out and get it, bring her one to drive while they're making that one work. If she goes over their head, if they ain't fixing to tell them what she was just talking about there, and then, this your customer relations will get on Fox's case. How's that?
All right.
That's great.
Now let me ask something else. On a Saturday afternoon, when a man is closed for business, where could a man get a can of propane?
What's it?
You know, I looked outside the fence, but I didn't see one.
Okay, now, you noticed my truck was still there, didn't you?
Yeah, your truck was still there.
Okay, I'm going right back to get my truck right now.
No, that's okay. I had a full 90 and a full 30 and a full 50 up at the farm. I just picked one up. So I'll be okay till Tuesday.
Okay, then,
All right.
I was just fixing to say, I'm going, that's out there now, and I'm gonna set one out, but you done got one
I
out.
know what it is. You just don't trust me.
We got another call.
That's
We
good
got-
move,
We
dude.
got another call there, Bob.
Yeah. We got another call coming in.
Okay, thank you.
See ya. Hey, what about
You
money?
ain't done it yet.
The other, this one,
The other one.
push the next button,
Huh?
this right here.
Hey, what about money?
Tell her to take it down there, make her a sign to put on it, take her tag off of it, and get somebody to bring her back home. And there'll be a call in about 2 hours to come back.
All right.
And might impound it and charge her for it
Yeah,
too.
too, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
they won't need it.
Got some
Put it
big government people in there in Anderson
right where
County.
they park their cars, the workers. I guarantee you they'll fix it. Is Elizabeth Asbury gonna win it for Chancery Court, Judge?
I'm pretty sure that Fox will work it out if they can, everybody, the right people can get to talk. Cause Fox has been in business a long time. They've got an awful good reputation and they
Well,
sell
yeah,
it.
they're good people, they got good workers too.
They sell a good
Somebody down
product.
there
I think
that-
we just got some people talking past each other here. Sooner or later, it'll work out.
Well, is Elizabeth Asbury gonna win for Chancery?
We think she'll win Campbell County.
Well, she'll win ever for hers.
Well, my polls over in some of the other counties, puts, Andy Tillman ahead of her.
Well, I don't think so.
Andy's, gonna carry Scott County by about 98%.
Oh,
He's
boy,
gonna
you
get,
don't better than
he's
that.
gonna get Claiborne by about 95%, Union by about,
Until
95%, and, Fentress.
connection is,
But Elizabeth Asbury is gonna carry Campbell County by about 75%.
she'll carry Union and, is it Anderson?
Yeah, she needs to campaign real hard in Anderson.
Well, is Anderson County not part of it?
We'll make it part.
Well, you're making fun of me now.
No, I'm not. No, I have
What
nothing but,
county is it?
I've listened to your phone calls to Mr. Gibson and
Is
Mr. Mr. Chadwell, and I have nothing but the highest respect for you,
Is it
for
Union,
your intellect.
Granger, Claiborne?
Yeah, she needs to work real hard in Granger.
Well, it's not Granger County then, I can tell what you're talking about. Is it Fentress County?
Yes, ma'am. Fentress, Scott, Campbell, Union, and Claiborne.
Is Fentress really part of it?
Yeah,
I
5
didn't know
counties,
that.
yeah, 5 counties.
Well, okay, it's 5
Eighth
counties. so that's
judicial
10.
district,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I'm glad to know it, I know she's gonna win every one of them.
She's leading over in the Big South Fork National Park, but in the main part of Fentress, she's not doing too well.
Well,
Oh, yeah, it's so early, you can't tell anything about an
You
election
can't
right
even
now.
sell campaign signs right now, and I've got a whole bunch of building material, people want to put up a campaign sign.
There you go.
They'll have to make them themselves this year, 'cause they sure can't afford to buy them.
Oh, I've got cheap plywood and stobs, they can nail them up and drive them up and go off and look at them.
There you go.
And when they get tore down, they come buy some more
Well,
material.
Mike could, if we get somebody to make some signs, put one over at woman's door.
So who's gonna be the county mayor?
Good question.
Jerry Kidd.
No way. Ain't running for that office.
I'll talk to you later.
Dennis Potter.
Dennis hadn't filed yet.
I know he's not.
Tom Hatmaker's picked that up. I think Tom can beat,
Yeah, if everybody
William
else would
Beard.
quit siphoning the votes
It
off.
just takes 30% to get in.
Well, that's what William Beard got the last time, and
That same amount
he's
of.
governed accordingly.
But that's what, Adolf Hitler got when he was elected.
Yeah,
Did he run for county mayor?
Huh?
Did he run for county mayor?
Yeah, under an assumed name.
Oh,
uh-oh.
well, that worked. Bye.
See ya.
I guess she got tired of those fools.
Right, okay, that's right. Yeah, meanwhile.
She's definitely a big supporter of Ms. Asbury, and as a lot of people in Campbell
Well, they're
County.
good people
Are
altogether.
they? The Asburys are,
I mean, she let
Very
me
good.
plea bargain.
she'll run a really great race.
We got another little discussion going on right here.
Yeah, we're gonna do something a little different here.
Yeah, folks, we're down at VitaCare here in La Valley. It's an enterprise started by John Bond, a man that's got over, I think, 40 years experience in the ambulance business. And we just felt like it was well worthy of your time, their time, and our time to let you know something about this operation that they have going here. As you well know from previous words that I've said, that I have some actual experience with VitaCare. And so if you need to know some first-hand information about it, you can call me. But this is John Bond. And John, we'd like to welcome you to the Two Hub TV tonight. You know, we've been doing your commercials for a pretty good while, but we've never interviewed you.
That's right.
And we felt like it was just about time to let you spread some of your wisdom on these other people.
Well, we've been in business here for 75 years. I've got 40 years experience in the ambulance service. We have a Class A ambulance service with a good group of employees, 22, I believe, active employees, 22 employees that we pay for all on our own.
Well, those are not paid from taxpayer money. And how much taxpayer money goes into this operation?
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing. This is a self-sustaining operation.
That's correct.
Right. Well, let me ask you something. You know, we have an incubator program going here. Have you received any incubator funds?
I've not been notified that I'm due any,
Right. No, they haven't notified you that you're gonna get any.
but I don't look forward to it.
Right, okay.
We do all kinds of ambulance service. We're graded by the state as a Class A service. We can haul any kind of patients. We can go anywhere. We do a lot of non-emergency transports. We're the only service in Campbell County that has a ventilator, transport ventilator, that we can move patients that are on the ventilator out of the hospital to another hospital.
Hold on a second, we'll be right with you.
We appreciate the opportunity to serve each and every one of our patients. We have some people that won't call anyone but us. If they ever call us once, they'll call again. But we love each and every one of our patients, and they seem to reciprocate and love us.
Okay,
Alrighty.
we got.
Hey,
somebody-
folks, how are you? Speak to us.
I'm an honest caller. I would just like to know, or will tax money going in Campbell County?
they doing? What's the official use of wheel tax money now?
Every dime of it is supposed to go to the schools.
It's supposed to, but evidently it's not.
Have you tracked it?
Yeah, sure have.
Can you give us any, documentation or details on how you did that?
Well, I know when we first started paying our wheel tax money, it's supposed to went to some security system things, you know, over the doors of the schools to keep weapons and drugs being brought into the schools. But I noticed that happened at the Campbell County Courthouse, but it has never been applied to no Campbell County schools.
Well,
And every year our wheel tax money goes up, but where's the money going?
our wheel tax right now is what, $45 a vehicle?
Yeah,
It's been raised to once. It was $35 to start with. No, that's per vehicle.
What about trucks? Don't they pay more?
And
They don't.
it went up $10 to 45, and
I'm not sure.
They used to pay, if you had 4 wheels, if you had 6 wheels, if you had 8 wheels, you paid more per wheel.
regular, my wheel tax is based on the vehicle.
Yeah,
$35 per
but you
vehicle.
just got 4
Or
wheels.
45 now.
Bicycles are cheap.
But, ma'am, every penny of that is supposed to go to the schools.
yeah, it's
Uh,
there, but I don't see a thing if they can help the schools with it.
Well, I'm not familiar with the, method by which money is transferred from the collection of the wheel tax. Now, they have a full-time wheel tax collector, who's paid a pretty significant
They
salary.
still got one?
Yes,
You
Okay.
know, when they first started that, it was supposed to be to help the schools, the security system things over the schools, you know, to detect guns or drugs or anything that was going into the schools.
right.
And I thought about that little Bartley trial, if that wheel tax money went where it's supposed to be, that gun would have never went got into that school.
Well, the money, I'm not for sure exactly how the money is transferred from the wheel tax collection through the county clerk's office. I'm sure you could check with our county clerk, is that Debbie Wilson?
She's the county clerk.
And ask her-
The trustee, ain't he over all the money?
Well, we pay the wheel tax to the county clerk's
I know,
office.
but don't the trustee, ain't he the man who eventually does the check writing and the checkbook bouncing?
Well, that'd be a good question. You need to call Debbie Wilson down to, county clerk's office, Monday, and, ask her if they write a check or if the money is transferred over to the trustee and he writes a check to the school. Or if it goes into the regular budget and is transferred through budget means over to the, school budget.
I just know in the last 20 years.
Yeah, call us and find that out.
Yeah, if you find out, call us back.
Yeah, I sure will, but I know the last time I tried to check, I kind of got the runaround, you know. And I asked about
No, nothing like that happened around here.
No, you know better.
You gotta walk in with a big stick, you know, like a aluminum baseball bat,
Maybe a couple of bulldogs.
couple of bulldogs.
Well, I got a big pit bull, but they probably chase him or kill him if I take him with me.
Hey, a year ago when they, put the, solar panels on the schools without county commission approval or school board approval prior to the installation or financing, we went down to, 2 or 3 meetings in a row, and they guaranteed us $166,000 a year that would be paid to the Campbell County from TVA. And I've been asking, to see that check. You know, we had a good year last year.
Yeah.
A lot of good warm weather, a lot of sunlight.
First time I ever heard about it.
Tax is going up a little more, and I know they have that, you know, them at the courthouse when you walk through there, you know, and I'm sure that protects everybody in the courthouse, and I just think it should be
Has Debbie Wilson filed a run for reelection?
I don't think she runs this time, does she?
I believe so. I believe the county clerk runs this year.
Well, I don't know, I'd be,
Maybe she don't.
I think they need to change every one of them down there.
we tried that in the county commission, that didn't work out real good.
Kind of worsened, didn't
Yeah.
it? Our debt doubled from 50 million to 100 million. And now, as Tom Hatmaker, a county commissioner, says, we owe a whole year's budget. We're in debt. One complete cycle of debt, of budget would not pay our debt off. So we're really getting
Well,
into.
yeah, I hate to
We
say
do
this,
good, aren't we?
They're gonna end up like Jellicoe over there.
the federal government could take corners from us, we ain't in better shape than they are.
We need a bailout from Obama. If they wouldn't send that money over to the Ukraine, if they'd send it to Campbell County, we could bail out.
Yeah, that's true. But I was just been checking into that for quite a while, because I just think a lot of things wouldn't have happened if that wheel tax money went where it was supposed to be going.
Well, it's election year. It'd be a good time to be asking these questions.
Good deal, yeah, that's what I
That's
do.
what I'm gonna rub now.
I'd like to
And
see,
ask all them candidates for county commission, what are your plans for reducing our debt and putting a stop to this rapid increase in our county debt? Because that goes against our property, folks. Your property stands behind that debt.
Yeah, and that goes up a little bit every year too.
first time I ever heard them solar panels, they were gonna be completely cost-free to us. All we had to do was just let them have a building to put them on. And I also remember when we were gonna sign a note on a, convention center down there, and no obligation, all the note you can sign, no obligation.
We were gonna build a convention center 100 feet from Anderson County and hire all Anderson County people to run it.
Yeah, I mean, you can't get there by road without going to
That's right.
Campbell County. In fact, if you get up in the morning and pee off a porch, it'll land in Anderson County.
It just seems like the more people, the hard-working people in Campbell County try it, the harder things get.
Well,
But we got a finance office, has 4 times the employees, or of any county our size. In fact, many counties bigger than us, so our finances should be in good shape.
Yeah, we got plenty of people looking after them.
Yeah, they're overlooking this debt increase with a lot of attention.
Right.
And they always look over Campbell County for some reason,
we
don't
got
they?
another big one there.
Yeah, we got another call.
We got another call. in just
Okay,
about
we
4
appreciate
minutes.
you. Check back with us on what you find out.
We will.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
But
Which one is?
That bottom one, there.
Hey, what about Ronnie?
Every penny that comes in to Cameron County Courthouse from the federal government, the state grants, the fees out of the other offices goes through the trustee's office, and they get a fee.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us.
Right.
We were wondering about
I
that.
think
Thank
the
you.
trustee has got the big checkbook. I just think, I don't know. That don't mean they got anything to do with collection. They just the one that's responsible for making sure it don't get lost.
Yeah.
They're getting rich.
When you set a fee, is that a percentage of what comes in?
I have no idea, but I know that the trustee gets a fee for everything that comes, it all has to go through the trustee's office.
Well, that would be a good thing to know, whether they get a transaction fee or whether they get a percentage of the amount coming in. That'd be very interesting.
I've always wanted to see an online copy of the checkbook
Yeah.
myself.
Who is that talking? The fellow, I don't know his voice.
We got R.L. Henson and Jerry Kidd and Wild Bob and whoever I am.
Well, Jerry
Kidd.
Kidd.
Like in Billy.
Not to be confused with Billy the Kid.
Captain Kidd, the pirate.
The pirate.
Arr!
The pirate. Bye.
Yeah,
See you.
Okay, bye-bye.
see ya. Now, before we go up there, I want to tell you my formula for selling things. And this, of course, there's a
Buy
lot.
cheap, sell high.
There's a lot of variations
That's a
depending on
profit.
whether you're dealing with perishable items or whether you're dealing with depreciable items or appreciable items. There's a lot of things that go along with
After you
it.
get done, I wanna ask you a question, go
Right.
ahead.
But I don't believe in selling anything for what it's worth. The reason being, if I have an item that's worth $5 and I sell it for $5, I am not worth any more than it was before I sold it. So unless it's an appreciable, an item that was spoiled or something, I don't believe, you can't make no money selling things for what they're worth. The only thing where you can make any money is to sell it for more than it's worth. And the same thing's true with cement. If you take the actual ingredients, the actual transportation costs and other items you got in there, if you sold it for that amount, you'd have to get bigger trucks, I reckon, to haul it out there to the people, because you wouldn't be making any money.
We'd be called a non-profit government organization, is what we would be.
Well,
This sounds a little bit like
my
the old
place is
1 minute,
non-profit.
the old 1 minute universities. Remember them?
Well, I didn't intend for mine to be non-profit, but it is. Now, what were you gonna ask me?
Well, I was gonna ask you, how do you set a value on them intangibles? But anyhow, I hear the question asked so many times, why are there not jobs? And it boils back down to exactly what you're saying. For you to hire a person and have them to work for you, they're gonna have to produce more than whatever the product you're selling, plus all of the other what you're putting up with.
Cost.
And anyone that hadn't been in business, they need to try it. And I look at things and say, well, how can they make a profit? And I don't see how some people make a profit on a lot of things.
Well, now, one thing I learned when I came to Campbell County, the first thing I asked, how in the world people make a living up here,
Well,
And I
I
finally
tell you how a lot of them make a
I
good living.
was selling around to one another, just
Yeah.
keep trading around and around.
Then somebody sold the mule to a stranger and we all went
The
hungry.
philosophy in this county, and you go to the flea market, and you go to yard sales and stores, maybe like mine, except mine's not in that vein. They buy things, say something is worth $10, they buy it for $4, and they sell it for $6. Okay? I'm serious, it happens all the time. Just because they bought it for $4, they gonna get $6 out of it, $2 out of it, and they're gonna let it ride. Instead of, thank God they bought it for $4 and sell it for $10 for what it's worth.
That's why we have so many people trucking stuff out in this
People in
county.
this county will buy it cheap and sell it cheap every time.
We got 1 minute now, fellas.
Right.
The 1 minute university in economics,
Okay.
university degree in economics.
Mazes,
Buy low, sell high.
yeah.
I've seen businesses go in and they last for 6 months and they're gone, and I kind of figured that they all got rich and retired. Am I right or wrong on that?
Well,
If they don't get run off.
Yeah.
Would you call that a quickie business?
Yeah, it's a
For
quick
illustration, I sold a man a nice propane heater back in the early fall, okay? He brought it back, sold it back to me yesterday. Now, he paid $75 for it. He carried it down to Digger, and Digger made him up some hoses and a valve, one of those things that makes it flow evenly, and some other fittings. He paid, I think, somewhere about $28 for that. So,
Better hurry,
so
we go.
he came down and I said, what do you want for it? He said $50. Well, if I don't sell it, he'll be back to buy it again next week. Folks, we're gone.
See you.
We appreciate you.
Thank everybody for calling in.
But I'm serious, he'll buy it back in for $100 next fall. If I still have
We're
it.
not hardly off yet, but when we get there, I'll let you know.